Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. This evening, we're going to be doing some Marseille to Avignon, and we're going to be starting at the western end of the line here. So, let's get ourselves started. Switch the train on. Get the doors open. So, we are in LGV mode. Raise the pantograph. Close the circuit breaker. Clear to do, there we go. Switch on the gauge lights, reverse it into forwards. Turn these gauge lights up so we can see them when we're in the tunnels. Bit of climate control, why not? Right. Safety systems. TVM, we'll switch that on. KVB, we'll switch that one on. FATMA, we'll switch that one on too. Headlights, rather remember, we'll turn the desk light on because we're going to need that again when we're in the tunnels. Let's go for a manual driving mode for now. Just while we're on the low speed section. No, we're not on the low speed section, are we? We're on the high speed section, so I'm going to go for selected speed. 170 kilometers an hour. And let's get ready for departure, shall we? Let's have a look on the outside. Not had this week too long. Picked this one up in the sale recently. Been enjoying southeastern high speed as of late, but since this came up in the sale, I thought I'd go for it. Let's shut the doors. There we go. Good passenger information screens here. Oh, we're going all the way, we're not stopping on this one. I'm in journey mode. Let's release the train brakes. We are now clear to proceed. Let's go for about half power to begin with, just to get us up going. Well, maybe a little bit more than that, otherwise we'll never get anywhere. Maybe max power, there we go. This kind of acceleration's hardly going to throw everyone to the ground, is it? Quite a well done route, this one. I'm impressed with the audio for the most part. There are a couple of glitches. When a train comes the other way, there's no sound, you just get a slight clicking noise cutting in. But other than that, the audio's pretty good on this route, it has to be said. Especially in the cabs, really, really good. Outside the cab, the sounds are a little bit familiar. I think they're from the ICE3M. Not the engine sound, not the engine, the traction motor sounds, but the wheel noise sounds like the ones from the ICE. Not that it matters, because it's just the sound of, you know, a wheel rolling along a rail. So that's not a criticism, it's just an observation. Right, 270 kilometers an hour. So let's go for that. Slowing down though. Oh no, we're not. 300. This suggests the fact that it's flashing now suggests we're following a train just in front of us on this route. Or on this run, I should say. Yeah, we wouldn't normally be in 270 on this bit, so it would normally be the full 320, I believe. Yeah, it's going to keep going between 270 and 300 because that's showing that we're going to be dropping down again. I'm just going to leave it at 270. Let's have a quick look on the route map. Can't actually see the train on the route map, that's interesting. It's definitely slowing us down for some reason though. We might find we're like this all the way down to Avignon. Not Avignon, Aix-en-Provence. We'll leave the route map alone, shall we? We're not going to slow down. Right, let's go up to 300 now then, because we've not got another slowdown. We have got another slowdown, so do you know what? Let's just leave it at the 270 for now until we're a bit confident we can flatten it. 63 kilometres to go. Well, that is a go via, so we're going to go via Aix-en-Provence. We're not going to be stopping. This is a complete end-to-end run. Even if we do go up to 300, we're going to have to keep slowing down to 270 again anyway. So we'll just stay at 270 until we've got a bit more clearance to go faster. Yeah, once again we're going to drop down to 270 at the next TVM flag, wherever that flag is. Oh no, we've cleared. Oh, the line's cleared again. Yeah. We'll call it 270 most of the way, shall we? So that track sound outside is the one that I mentioned, sounds a little bit like the ICE3. Which is fine, you know. Metal wheels running along a rail at 300 kilometres an hour are going to sound pretty similar regardless of the train. Keep Vettel happy, there we go. Looks like we can leave it at 300 for a little bit now. Keep an eye out just in case this rockets down to 370 at any points. So on the journey back, this bit's a little bit easier because we're going uphill quite a bit. On the other way on this route, you have to actually use the main train brake to help. Because even though we've got the speed set here, it'll only use the regen braking, and it's not quite powerful enough to keep the train at, say, 300, 270, 320 on a downhill gradient above about 1.5%. You actually have to use the main train air brakes as well. Just keep dabbing them in to keep the train at speed. You can't just set this speed and then go and get a cup of tea like you can with the ICE and the ICE3M on Munich to Augsburg and Cologne to Aachen. Let's have a look outside, shall we? First class, check that first class cabin there. Don't want to spend too long outside the cab because otherwise I'm going to miss what's going on here. I can't play this route for hours on it, but for a good, you know, half an hour from time to time for a quick high-speed blast along, it's absolutely brilliant. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to get up to full 320 on this run. Some pesky trains holding us back ahead. We'll either find we'll be behind it all the way, or it might stop at Aix-en-Provence and we'll go sailing through. But then we get into the lower speed section of the track anyway. There you go, 0.8%, 0.9% gradient here. This is what I mean, if you come in the other way, you have to keep an eye on speed and use the air brakes a little bit. Just to stop the train going too far out of speed. Also going this way, when you get to the end, you're already going nice and slow. You're not going to go rattling into the station 170 kilometres an hour and brake too late. Although if you do have the safety systems on, KVB especially, when you come out of the tunnel heading towards Marseille, you do have to be aware there is 140 kilometres an hour speed reduction, which isn't indicated here, and if you're going over that when you come out of the tunnel, you'll get a safety system trigger. But we'll see that when we actually get there. I'll probably forgot by then and we'll end up triggering safety systems, because that's what happened last time. Fingers crossed it won't happen this time though. Well, I think we're going to safely say we're going to be going at 300 kilometres an hour for some time, so let's pop outside and have a look again, shall we? Definitely some nice scenery on this route. To be fair play to Dovetail Games for getting the scenery as nice as it is over a 100-kilometre route. That's taken some going, that has. Presumably that's where your money is going in this route, because obviously for £24.99, South Eastern High Speed, for example, has got a lot more variety, a lot more stations. I personally find that one's a little bit more value for money. For 25 quid, South Eastern High Speed is bang on the money, I would say. This one, you know, 25 quid, you're paying for the length of it, but each run's over and done within half an hour. So if you can pick it up in the sale, which I did for about 17 quid, I'd say that's pretty good value for money, really. All personal preference, of course. You may absolutely love high-speed runs, and if you do, this is definitely the one to go for. But for me, I like the odd quick high-speed run, but I do like a bit of commuter stuff as well, so South Eastern High Speed is slightly preferable for myself. Right, we're going to have to put a touch of air brakes on here to try and get down to 270 in time. Oh, we're back up to 300, I'll tell you what. We might have to set the speed selector to 270 if we capture it with the train ahead again. Yeah, let's leave that at the 270 for the time being, even if we get clearance through 300 again. Otherwise, we're going to be accelerating and braking every few seconds. When we've got 300 in the diamonds again over here, inside the white diamonds, we'll move the speed selector back up again. Where is that pesky train ahead of us? Because I couldn't see it on the map earlier. But there has to be some reason for us keeping it slowed down. Can't see it, but there's definitely something ahead somewhere. Right, we can't be slowing down anymore, surely. .3% gradient here. It's definitely a bit of a roller coaster, this route. Coming the other way, you definitely need some air brake action on here. You're not going to be able to keep yourself at a decent speed on the electronic brake. Or the rear static brake, I should say. Regen brake, whatever you want to call it. Crikey, you're going to need a touch of air brake here, I think. Back down to 270. Just leave the air brakes on a little bit just till we get to the end of this 3.5% descent. Right, 300 in solid diamonds, so let's get back up to 300 for the time being at least. Excuse me. Well, I may have to slow down again in a second, we shall see. No, we're alright. We're alright for now. So, 21 kilometres to go to get through Aix-en-Provence. Straight through the high-speed line though, not stopping. Nice bit of bridge action there. I do like a good bridge. Again. Touch of air brakes, I think. Don't want to get to the next TVM flag doing that kind of speed. Don't want any emergency brake applications today, thank you. Yeah, leave that at the 270 mark, I think, for the time being. Oh no. You've got emergency brake application there. Oh, we did. Not good. Not good at all. Get the power back on, shall we? Charging the brakes. Yeah, there we go. Still, we shouldn't be too close behind that train in front now, should we? A few spilt coffees in the back, maybe. To be fair, unlike South Eastern high speed, on the high speed section here, you'd have to be a bit more awake because you are often following something ahead, and things like that do happen if you're not paying enough attention. Creeping back up now. Alright, 13 kilometres to Aix-en-Provence. I suspect the reason we got a reduction in speed so much there is because the train ahead had to slow down to stop at Aix-en-Provence. And obviously once it pulls into the station, we can rattle through the middle, so it might actually see it stopped. Well, I hope so, because I don't want to be following it again. Solid 300 now, so there we go. Oh, breach, let's have a look outside. Bit of drone cam there. Tell you what though, you're going to have to apply some train brake here. Over the speed limit. Focusing too much on the drone cam. Right, let's leave the brakes on a little bit. I'm just going to level out here, isn't it? There we are, so let's take the brake off. Train do its thing. Oh, we're going to be on time though at the end of it with all this following a train in front though. We shall see. It's the only downside having the go via up at the top left. You can't actually see what time you're supposed to be at your final destination. Right, 270, touch of air brake. In fact, let's do a fair bit of air brake. I don't want another brake application again. We'll let the train bring itself down to 270 now. find the braking kicking in. Yeah, there we go. And give it a little bit of a hand, shall we? Through Aix-en-Provence, any trains here? Nope, God knows what we were following before then, but it certainly, well, seems to have disappeared, whatever it was. 2:30, right. Keep the brakes on. Must remember, come out the tunnel, 140 at the end. Otherwise KVB is going to throw on the brakes. Are we still following something? What's going on? .230 it is then, not quite the high speed run we were expecting. Never got up to the full 320. Dab of air brake. Down to 200 now, so we'll keep the air brake on. Down to 200. Down to 2.5% descent as well, so we definitely need the air brakes on there. Ability to maintain speed, never mind slow down. Leave the brakes on a touch. So let's take some manual control, I reckon, here now. 160, right. Gonna have to leave the air brake on a little bit, I think, because we're going down to 2.5%. Just take it off, let's just see, shall we? Just coast a little bit. This is the challenge on this one, and it is quite good for a high speed route because it keeps it interesting. Trying to maintain your speed on these up and down gradients. Right then, so 3.7 kilometres to the power change. Heading back into DC power. Now I can't remember if the power change is before or after when KVB kicks in. Oh, another train. Yeah, there's that audio glitch I mentioned. Can't hear the train, but you do get a little bit of a blip of sound as they go past. Nothing major, of course, but it's worth noticing. Noting, not noticing, I've already noticed it. Noting. Just about maintaining our speed there. Well, going up, let's yeah, that'll do. Oh, crikey, 140. This is where KVB is going to get us if we're not careful. Right, let's take all the power off. Circuit breaker off. Pantograph lowered, power mode into DC. And our KVB, it's a good job we went to 140, otherwise that would have kicked in for us. Raise the pantograph. Let's rearm everything. There we go. Touch of power. 5 minutes to be 5.4 kilometres. That's fine. Right, 3.7 kilometres. We've got to drop to 110, so we'll keep an eye out for that. We'll keep under manual control now. Some old stations here. I don't know much about this route in real life. Presumably, at some point before this was the TGV route. These would have been some local commuter stations. Certainly doesn't look like they're in use anymore. There's plants all over them. Back under traditional signalling rather than cab signalling here. There's nothing too fancy about the French ones, apart from these violet ones, which seem to be end of sidings. The violet ones aren't on the main line, but when you get to an end of siding, violet lights. Which is quite unusual. Just to make things complex. Let's touch a brake on, shall we, just to start slowing us down to a nice gentle 110 without spilling all the passengers' drinks. There's a little station here. Not stopping at this one, of course. Ooh, collectible, I've just seen one there. It's one of those no trespassing signs. We shall get that another time. There we go, nice gentle slow down to 110 just in time. So let's coast along for now. The track's relatively flat up until the end now, so there's nothing there, no nasty gradients to worry about. Okay, 1.5 kilometres to go down to 60. Let's do a little bit of brake, shall we? Let's do around about, what, 20%? Well, 24, whatever, that'll do, close enough. What's 4%? Three minutes to go to do 2 kilometres. Excellent. Dear, we're going to need a bit more brake than that, aren't we? A lot more brake than that. Let's go for that. Might have to throw some air brakes in a second. Yeah, so a dab of air brake, shall we? And air brakes back off for the last 10 kilometres an hour slow down. And then I believe we've got a final descent down to 40 kilometres an hour. If I remember rightly. Oh, to 30! Crikey. Oh no. I should have just left the brakes on 20% all the way, shouldn't I, really? Let's see if we can do it all on regen brake. Brakes off 1 kilometre an hour too soon. There we are. Minute and 15 seconds to do 700 metres. Ooh. Let's see. Here's more of those violet lights. Look, just coming into the sidings over here. Quite an interesting one. Not sure why they chose violet, to be honest. But, do you know what? It's good to be different. Which one of these swines is the one we've been following all the way along then, eh? The cause of us having to slow down so much. Who should we blame? Left or right? Left. Let's go for that one. Let's blame him. Or her. Blame shall be assigned regardless of gender, I reckon. Crikey, that made me jump. I've got my headphones turned up a bit high there. Knock them down a bit. There we go. It's the beeping, is something reversing? Probably best if we sit in the cab, actually, considering we're coming up to a stop. Stop messing around with the drone cam. Oh look, holding us up and gets the covered platform as well, and we have to go outside. Never mind. It's the south of France, I'm sure the weather's lovely. A few seconds late, I'm sure we can live with that. And if the passengers complain about that, tough. Dear dab of air brake. Excellent. Right, doors open. Nobody getting off? Nobody getting on the next journey? No. Doesn't matter they're a few seconds late if there's no... Are there actually any passengers around here? Oh, one. Here he is. Two. Interesting design on this train, because the bogies are actually on the join between carriages, as opposed to having a bogie at the front and the back. You've just got one between each set. Don't see many trains like that around. There we are, more violet lights. And there we are. Lock the doors and check the scores. That's going to be a gold medal, surely. Surely. Oh, dinner belt, thank you, sir. Oh, 0.18 metres. That's not a bad stop, is it? Right. Is it not going to tell us what medal we've got? Ah, right. 9,400. Tell you what, before we clock off, let's see if that was a gold, shall we? Bloody should be. Definitely should be on that one, I reckon. What do we have? One blip above the speed limit, minus 15 points, and a good stop at the end. That's not bad. We'll ignore the slight emergency brake application in the middle. That doesn't affect the points. Just affects passenger comfort. But doesn't matter. Throw passenger comfort out the window when it comes to points, because it's irrelevant. Yes, gold medal. There we go. Not sure why these golds when I've not done them. I've not done timetable mode yet. Was it TGV 6120? Has that already been done in chapter 1? Is that why? Interesting. Out of all the services, why does it decide to redo them? Never mind. Thanks for watching, if you stuck with it from the start. If you haven't, go back and watch from the start. Why not? Take care, guys, and I will see you in the next stream. Bye-bye now.